Ruchit Jain, equity technical analyst at Angel Broking, is now joining us. Ruchit, good afternoon. First a view on the Nifty. Yesterday, market should have broken out, but they have not.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pankaj. Pankaj, overall, if you observe, then already we have seen 500 points have up moved from the recent lows of 7,900. Yes, probably rather than looking at the breakout, I think it would be better the markets continue to consolidate for some time and show some sort of time-wise correction. Because if we see, then the market breadth is still positive. The stock-specific momentum is quite good, even in last 2-3 trading sessions when the markets have been consolidating. 83.70 has become an important, crucial support now. And 84.60 has become a bit of resistance, because when the markets were correcting on 11th of November, there was a gap down opening, and usually whenever markets rebound after such a huge correction, those gaps usually, such kind of gaps acts as a resistance. So I think if for next 2-3 trading sessions more, the markets are index is likely to consolidate in a range of 8370 to 8460, and more of a stock specific action would be there. But the undertone, the trend continues to remain positive. So keeping a strict stop loss below 83.70 on the index front, one should definitely trade with positive bias.
Right. Any view on IOC? It's at 360, 11 rupees higher right now. Even BPCL is buzzing with 2 to 3% gains.
Among the OMCs, the broader trend of the OMCs definitely has been positive. The structure of higher top, higher bottom formation still continues, and every decline we have seen is usually used as a buying opportunity in this stock. As of now, there are no signs of reversal. You should, even if you compare the volumes at even in today's trading session, then even at after such an up move, the volumes are increasing, which indicates that even at this price, the buyers are it is attracting the buyers. So the trend definitely remains up on the higher side. The reciprocal retracements are indicating targets around 379, 380 sort of zone in short term. So I think this up move would continue, and IOC followed by HPCL I think would continue to do better.
Right. In terms of banking names, Yes Bank declared numbers. Numbers seem to be solid. Do you expect the stock to do well from here?
Already the stock has given a good up move in last 2-3 weeks. If we come on to the Bank Nifty index first, then the Bank Nifty index is facing resistance around 61.8% retracement of the previous corrective move, which is placed at 19,275. So I think unless Bank Nifty crosses this 19,275, the private sector banks I think would continue to consolidate in line with the index. So now coming on to stock specific front, Yes Bank, the trend, short term trend of this stock continues to remain positive, but the fresh entries are not recommended this at current levels, because the risk reward ratio won't be much favorable. There's a good support for the stock coming around 1260, 1270 zone. So I think this is now a buy on dips counter, and in case if the stock corrects up to 1270 in short term, that should be used as a buying opportunity now.
Torrent Power is up 7%. Any view on that name?
Yes, this stock has given a breakout from a consolidation phase today. If you observe the positional charts, then since month of May 2016, so almost 6 to 7 months, the prices had seen a consolidation phase in which 190-195 range had acted as a very huge resistance for the stock whenever it was going there. So in today's trading session, that higher end of the resistance has been broken out, and also the volumes are comparatively quite better if we see the recent volumes of the recent past. So this is a breakout. This is a breakout counter, and I think this up move would still continue. If we observe historically, then during the month of May itself, there was a huge gap down opening on 18th or 19th of May, when the gap was from 220 to 207. So the stock is likely to hit that gap range again. So one can expect the prices to rally up to 207, 210 level probably in 1 or 2 trading sessions itself.
Right. As far as Reliance is concerned, any view? It's not done that well after results.
I think price wise now we would see some sort of consolidation coming in the Reliance, because at the recent high when it corrected on the day of result from 1100. This stock definitely on the daily chart has formed a lower top formation compared to its previous high, which was around 1130, 1135. But the chart structure doesn't seem very bearish that the stock would correct significantly. Maybe next 1 or 2 months the stock would now show some sort of consolidation phase. So this is not a stock where we would see some sort of a major trended move in near term. But if anyone wants to trade in the stock, one can look to buy whenever the stock comes to the lower end of the range around 1020,000 range, and whenever the stock again comes up to higher end of the range up to 1080, 1100, one can look to book profits in that range. So 4 to 5% profit strategy could be done in this stock by buying on dips and again selling on rise. But we are not expecting any sort of major trended move to coming in the stock, at least in short term.
Ruchit, just request you to stay on with us. I'll come back to you after market closing. Idea Cellular is up 3%, ONGC is up 1.6, ITC is doing well, it's up 1.4, and ICICI Bank is up about 0.5%. Hindalco is down 0.6, Axis Bank is down about 1.4, numbers are awaited. GAIL was the top gainer today, 463, clearly one of the top moves coming in, 7 million shares traded. NDPC up 0.6, Tata Motors up 1.5%, 530, Power Grid is up 2%, 203, 204, and Tata Power is up about 0.5%. Bank of Baroda up 0.7, 160, Infosys up around 0.7%, 957, Reliance 1032, Coal India flat with a negative bias, and Adani Ports up around 1%. Bharti Airtel a percent higher, 316. Tata Motors DVR, that is up around 3%, 338. Ambuja Cement is up around 1%. HDFC Limited down 0.5%. BPCL about 2.6% higher. Tech Mahindra down about 0.6%, and Grasim was flat with a negative bias. 14 points higher for the Nifty, 36 for Sensex, 8,431. GAIL was the top gainer on the Nifty pack, 5.7% move. Look at the volume, 7.5 million shares already traded for GAIL. Clearly looking in one of the top gainers and one of the best movers. If I look at the volumes, general volumes is around 2 million shares on a 10-day basis, and this is about 7 million today. So that's the top gainer. Idea was the next top gainer. So that was doing well. It was up around 2.6, 2.7%. No news flow again on Idea, but that's a name which attracted a lot of volumes in line with averages and saw a move around 2.8%. 69 to 70 is where Idea was. Let's look at the third top loser as well. And what was the third top loser? So BPCL was the third top loser, 2.8%, 19 rupees higher. Tata Motors was up around 2.7%. I'm talking about Tata Motors DVR. Eicher Motors did well, was up around 2.7, and Power Grid was up 2% at around 202. ONGC, Tata Motors, ITC among the other gainers. ONGC up 1.5, Tata Motors up 1.5, ITC up around 1.4%. Bharti Infratel, Ambuja Cement are some of the other gainers. Ambuja Cement, Adani Ports were the 11th and the 12th gainer, but the gains were to the tune of around 1%. So they supported the market quite a bit. However, there were losers as well. Axis Bank ahead of results down 1.6%. Aurobindo Pharma down 1.5%, 714. Lupin down about 1.4 odd percent, and Sun Pharma as well as Z Entertainment down around 1.2%. Z Entertainment down 1.2, Sun Pharma down 1.25. Pharma as a pack, so you have Aurobindo, Lupin, Sun Pharma among the top 5 losers. Z Entertainment, Ultratech were also among some of the names that lost out. Some names are attracting volumes and did have some price action. So Suzlon was up around 10% today. That's a name which saw substantial volumes as well as price gains. So we'll pull up Suzlon for you, 17.25. Torrent Power up around 7.5%, 199, close to 200 for that name. Actually, there was a very big block deal over there of 3%. Maybe that took the stock higher. HOEC was up 10%. Again, no news flow on this name. Results came out yesterday. It was up around 10%. Monnet Ispat is up around 12 odd percent. Inox Wind did well. It was up around 6 odd percent. So all these names also particularly did quite well. Ruchit is still with us. Ruchit, from the top 200 names, Suzlon did well. Do you track this name anymore?
Well, Pankaj, not very actively, but what I can just see on the charts that since the month of September, the stock was trading below 200 days SMA, and every time the stock has shown a pullback move, the 200 days moving average was acting as a resistance. Now, what has happened in today's trading session, the prices have given a breakout of the 200 SMA, which was earlier acting as a resistance, and the volumes are comparatively higher. So this definitely goes well with the stock. So I think this pullback, could be considered a pullback move as of now, because unless we get a higher top, higher bottom structure or any other reversal signs, when it would be very early to take a note that this is an uptrend. But yes, this pullback I think should extend further on the upside, looking at the volumes, and the stock could head higher towards 19 and 20.50. So the short-term trend could be positive for the stock, considering the breakout of 200 days moving average with good volumes.
If you just look at the oil pack, Petronet also did well, and did well quite a lot of volumes happened in the end. Any view on that name?
Well, overall the stock is looking positive, because if we see since last few trading sessions, although consolidation is going on, but this consolidation has led to formation of a symmetrical triangle pattern, and in yesterday's trading session the stock was near the rising trend line of that symmetrical triangle, wherein it has formed a bullish hammer pattern. Now this is one of the candlestick patterns in technical analysis which shows a reversal, and any movement, any positive momentum post formation of such candle, this it indicates a probability of the uptrend in short term. So after formation of this bullish hammer pattern yesterday, prices have shown a good positive momentum today, and even the RSI and other momentum readings are indicating a good positive momentum. The resistance for the stock now here on would come around 379, which is about 3 to 4% higher from current levels. But once that 379 is crossed, I think one can then assume that the broader uptrend has been resumed. So one can look to trade with positive bias even at current levels. One can take long positions, keeping a stop loss below 351, and expect target around 400 to 410.
Ruchit, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Always good to get in a perspective from you. Two numbers are awaited, which will be keenly watched by the market. One is Axis Bank.